So guys, in this lecture we'll be talking about botnet DDoS attack. Server attacks are frequently making headlines in today's digital environment. At any time, everyone who uses a computer could become a victim of a cyber attack. There are various sorts of cyber attacks, ranging from phishing to DDoS to password attacks. On the internet, there are numerous hazards to online security, and many of these threats are promising technologies that were abused. So in this lecture, we will be talking about this botnet attack. So let's first learn what is botnet. So the word robot and networks together give rise to the term botnet. Botnet refers to a network of hijacked internet connection devices that are installed with malicious code known as malware. Each of these affected devices is known as bots, and a hacker or cybercriminal known as bot herder who remotely control them. So a bot is called a zombie and a botnet is referred to as zombie army. The bot herder can direct every bot to carry out a coordinated illegal action from a single central location. A botnet can have several bots and thus allows the attacker to carry out the large-scale attacks, infected various devices that can acquire updates and modify their behavior easily and quickly since a remote attacker can control them. Bots are used to automate large-scale attacks including data theft, server failure, malware progression, spam email ingestion, and malicious traffic generation for distributed denial of service attack. So let's now talk about how does this botnet work. Now that you have a good understanding of what is a botnet, it's time to dive deeper into learning how does this work. So first, you need to preparing the botnet army. So the first step in creating botnet is to infect as many connected devices as possible to ensure that there are enough bots to carry out these attacks. It uses the computing power of the infected device to task that remains hidden to the device owner. However, the fraction of bandwidth takes from a single machine isn't sufficient, and hence the botnet combines millions of devices to carry out large scale attacks. This way, it creates bots either by exploiting security gaps in software or website or phishing the emails. They often deploy botnets through a Trojan horse virus. So once it hacks the device, as far as previously I said, it infects it with a specific malware that connects to the device back to a central botnet server. This way, it connects all the devices within the botnet network and they are ready to execute the attack. A bot herder uses command programming to drive the bot's action. So once it's infected, a bot can allow access to admin level operation like gathering and stealing user data, reading and writing system data, monitoring user activities, performing DDoS attack, sending spam, launching brute force attack, crypto mining, and so on. As seen in this picture, a bot herder initiates the attack by infecting several devices with malicious code, which acts as a botnet. Then, this device takes over and conducts the final cybersecurity attack. Therefore, even if you trace the cyber attack back in a such scenario, it cannot trace the bot herder easily. So, in the next lecture now we'll talk about the botnet architecture. So a botnet architecture has developed over a while for improved working and slimmer chances of getting traced. So as I told previously how this works. So once it's infected with desired number of devices, the bot master, which is the bot herder, takes control of the bots using two different approaches. So first approach is client server model. So the client server model is traditional model that operates with the help of command and control server and communication protocol like IRC. For example, IRC or Internet Relay Chats sends automated commands to the infected bot devices. So before engaging in cyber attack, it frequently programs the bot to remain dormant and await command from the CNC server. When the bot, however, issues a command to the server, it is then relayed to the client. Following this, the client runs the command and report back to the bot master with the findings. And the next architecture is the peer-to-peer network. So instead of CNC server, we have the P2P approaches. Here, controlling infected bots involve a peer-to-peer network that relies on a decentralized approach. As you can see in this picture, bots are topologically interconnected and act as both CNC server and clients. So today, hackers adopt this approach to avoid detection and single point failure. So in the P2P botnet approach, the infected device is scanned for malicious website or other devices, and the bot carefully probes random IP addresses until it comes in contact with another infected machine. So the bots can share updated commands or the latest version of malware. So let's now show you a famous or talk about a famous botnet attacks. Now that you have understood how a botnet works, you can imagine how dangerous it can be. The network of in-self devices are being various dangerous cyber attacks, and first one is Mirai. So Mirai is one of the famous botnet associated with IoT devices, first found in 2016, and it primarily targets online consumer devices and has been used in some of the most destructive DDoS attacks. Second one is Mariposa. Emerged in 2009, the Mariposa botnet committed online scam and launched the DDoS assault. It also steals personal account credential from victim, and it operates, and then after stealing the personal credential, it sells them on the dark web. Third one is Zeus. The financial Trojan account for 90% of all global online bank fraud instances at their peak, engaging or emerging in July 2007. It was used to steal data from the USA Department IT Transportation. Next one is Storm. So the first identified in 200. Storm is one of the first P2P botnets with a massive network range from 250,000 to 1 million infected devices. So the Storm handle attacks from DDoS to identify theft. And the last one is 3V, first discovered in 2016. So 3V was a different type of botnet that did not steal data or money and instead generated fake clicks and online advertisement hosted by fake websites. So that's all about the botnet.